What's up, boys? How's it going? Hope y'all had a good weekend. Freaking 10U and 14U guys, good weekend. Proud of y'all, man. Y'all played really good. Way to finish out the fall league or yeah, end of season tournament strong. It was awesome. And y'all put up tons of runs. It's fun to watch on Game Changer. So that means now this weekend, uh who plays? All the odd teams, nines, 11s, and 13s. Y'all better go take care of business. All right. Okay. So hey, first thing, um, outside of 10U and 14U doing good, I wanna tell you guys something real quick or just remind y'all. Uh, just remember that you guys are teammates. And being a teammate means that you support all the other guys on your team and you cheer for them and you root for them and you don't tear them down and talk bad about them, right? You don't tell them that they're no good or point fingers at them when they make an error because everybody is going to make a mistake, myself included. I made mistakes when I was playing. I make mistakes coaching. It's part of it. So just remember that you guys are all teammates. That means that we want to love each other like brothers and support each other, whether things are going good or bad. Because when you're having a bad day and you're 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts or you're making errors, you're going to want your teammates to back you up, not to make fun of you. Okay. So just remember that, you guys. If y'all all pull on the rope in the same direction and you all pull for each other, whether things are going good or whether things are going bad, that's how you get better as a team because you get closer, you bond, you start building team chemistry, you go through struggles together, and ultimately that's what's going to push you to be a better team and push you to be a better player because you want to be better for your teammates. So y'all remember that, okay? I don't want to hear anything that you guys are dogging on each other or anything like that. All right. Not saying that that happened with y'all, just giving you guys a reminder. So tonight I want to go over the quiz we sent out last week. If you do not have it, if you did not do it, if you've not turned it in, make sure you get it done and you send it to me so I can look over it. Want to make sure all you guys are on the right path as far as learning all this stuff and making sure you retain it. Um, so just gonna go through it real quick tonight. We'll have pretty much a short meeting. We'll just talk about this and then we'll be done. So question one, how many bases ahead do we throw to on a ground ball to the outfielder? So remember, when we have a ground ball, we want to throw 2 bases ahead of the base that the runner's at. So if he's at first base, we're looking to throw to third. If he's on second base, we're gonna look to throw home. If there's nobody on base and it's just the batter hitting and he hits a ground ball into the outfield, we're throwing to second. Okay, so remember, C was the correct answer. I can highlight it, can't I? Or we'll do bold. We'll do that. Yeah, because I don't know how to highlight. Um, So we want to be 2 bases ahead, okay? And if it's a fly ball, I'll put this here. Fly ball is going to be your 1 base ahead. All right. So B is not the right answer. That's wrong. Oh, that's not red. That's like maroon. There we go. B is wrong. The answer is C. We want to be 2 bases ahead of wherever we're throwing the ball when the ball's hit on the ground to the outfield. Number two, when we're at the plate. What is going to be the best pitch to hit? This is kind of reverting back to some of those earlier meetings that we had in the first quiz, just kind of like a reminder. 10U and 14U guys, y'all should know what the best pitch to hit is because y'all put up like 30 runs on the weekend. That's a fastball. We want to hunt fastballs at all times, all right? We're hunting fastballs, nothing else. If we hit fastballs, we're going to be pretty good as an offensive team. So we'll bold that one too. Okay, number three, runners on first and second. Which positions should be charging? Okay, I might have confused you guys now that I'm reading it back because I didn't specify that this is going to be on a bunt. So this is going to be when we have runners on first and second and the batter is bunting. Which positions are going to be charging? So this is going to be what we worked on infielders a few weeks ago when we had our group practice and we went bunt coverages. The older guys went with Coach Hansen and the younger guys stayed with me. The younger guys were 9 through 11, 12 through 14 was with Coach Hansen. So we have a runner on first and second. Oh, I didn't mean to move that. First and second, right? They're laying down the bunt because they want this guy at second base to get to third. So we want the third baseman to stay back in case the pitcher fields the ball or the first baseman fields the ball, and we can get that out at third base. So first and second with the runners, third is staying home, the pitcher is crashing, and first is crashing. Pitcher is going to have the third base side of the field over here. First base is going to have the first base side on this side. So that would be answer A. All right. Um, Now we'll talk about this real quick. This is more advanced, like for when you guys get to higher levels. So 13, 14, 12U, like this kind of starts applying to y'all, but especially high school and college, this is how it's going to be. But first and second, even though first and pitcher are going to be charging home, if you get into a situation, I don't know if I can draw on this. Let's see. If you get into, where's the shape? There we go. So if we, oh, I didn't know I did too. Let me get this lined up. If you get us in a situation where they bunt the ball and it gets like way up here, close to the where the grass line is, okay? A hard bunt is going to be the only time the third baseman is going to charge to come get it. Okay. Say, for example purposes, the batter squares, the pitcher's set. He hasn't thrown the ball yet. The batter has already squared around and shown that he's going to bunt. At that time is when the first baseman would crash and the pitcher knows that he's going to get over here to the third base line if y'all see where my mouse is. Okay, third is still staying home at this point. Once the batter bunts the ball and puts it in play, if he bunts it really hard, like it's almost like a swinging bunt, or he's taking a full swing and that ball is like really fast and just rockets up the third base line, too fast for when the pitcher can get over and field it, then that would be the only time when third base would come in and get the ball because at that point, that ball is basically hit to him like a ground ball and we can get it out at first base. Okay. Other than that, that's going to be the situation first and second where a third baseman is going to stay home and we're relying on the pitcher to get any balls that are going to be bunted like, well, my arrow went the wrong way. Any balls that are going to be bunted like in this area right here, like really close to home plate. When it gets out here, that's when third baseman would crash. Okay. But like I said, guys, that's more that's going to be more advanced like as you guys start to get older. But it's something that you young guys, 9, 10, and 11, I want y'all to start learning now and just understanding it and just kind of I guess learning the expectation that that's eventually going to happen, right? We want to make the right um I just lost my train of thought. We want to make the right rotations. That's the word I was looking for. Make the right rotations on our bunk coverages to make sure the right people are crashing, and then just read the situation by ear after that. So if you know if you're a third baseman and it's hard to you, you can come in and get it. We still get it out at first base. Okay, number four. So during a double cut, should the first cutoff guy throw to the second cutoff guy? So remember, this is going to be a ball that's going to be out here towards the wall. Okay. You're going to have, dang, there we go. That's what I wanted. You're going to have the shortstop's going to go out and the second baseman's going to go out. Okay. They're going to be, remember, about 10 feet apart. We want to think like as long as a basketball goal, or if you think about in football, like from let's say the end zone to the 5 yard line, about that far. Like that's about how far we want to be when we're the middle infielders running a double cut. So if the outfielder throws it to this first cutoff guy, do we want him to throw immediately to this guy before throwing to the next base? The answer is going to be no, we do not. Okay. We want the outfield to throw to the first cutoff and then the first cutoff to throw to the base, whatever base he's going to. This second guy, the second cutoff guy on a double cut, is only going to be there for a overthrow or a underthrow. So if the outfielder makes a bad throw, he's there to back it up. Okay? So remember that. If you're running a double cut, we want whoever's catching the ball here first, you're not worried about this guy. Once he catches the ball, this guy, the second guy, should be ducking, getting out of the way so he doesn't get hit with the ball once he turns and throws. All right. Let's see. Runner on first base. Number five. Draw the correct bunt coverage. So, runner on first base over here. Let me get the arrow. Well, let's do this. We'll put the runner. We'll put the runner. Why are my positions disappearing? How do you fix that? Put the runner right there. Okay. So, honestly, this is probably not going to work because I bet all these positions disappear. Do my best, guys. So the shortstop is going to go to second. Or I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong way. I'm thinking for opposite direction. Shortstop's going to third. Having all kinds of technical difficulties, guys, over here. There we go. Come on, move. Third baseman is going to be charging in, coming home. We're going to have our pitcher taking the first base side. And then we're going to have our second baseman moving to second, first baseman staying home. Okay? That's going to be with a runner on first base. If we can get the out at second, that's great. First baseman stays home. Third base charges. Pitcher takes the first base side. Shortstop's covering third in case something happens where this guy passes second and starts heading for third. Maybe there's a bad throw, bad bunt. Maybe the pitcher or the third baseman bobble it. You never know. Shortstop's there covering the base. All right. So let me. Oh, I did not want to delete it. Oh, well, struggling tonight, guys. Why is this not wanting to cooperate? Okay, we're just gonna leave it how it is. Uh, just move it all out of the way. Jeez Louise. All right, number six. First base is going to be the cutoff to home plate for which positions? So, ball hit to the outfield. Which positions is first going to be cutting? It's going to be center field and right field. So, anytime that a runner is on second base, why is my field so messed up? Runner's on second base. Third base or first baseman should be over here thinking about the situation in his head beforehand and know that if there's a ground ball hit up the middle, a ground ball hit right here through the hole, he needs to get to the base, make sure the guy touches it, make sure there's not going to be a play in the infield. Maybe the shortstop makes a diving catch up the middle, second baseman makes a dive in the hole and gets the ball. There might still be a play, but once you know the ball's in the outfield and there's not a play, this first baseman has got to move either there. Well, I don't know why it's not coming up. There we go. So he's either going to move here in the middle of the field for the center fielder to throw through him to home, or he's going to be right here for the right fielder to throw to him again to home. So first baseman, remember, you got to think about the situation in your head before it happens. So know that when we have runners on base, you got to think about which places you're going to be the cut for if the ball's hit there. Ball hit to left field, that's going to be when third base becomes the cut, right? And first base, you're still staying right here. You got to be the trail guy in case he goes to second. Everybody else is just rotating to the side of the ball. Shortstop rotates there. Second base rotating to the base. All right. My field here is getting all kinds of messed up. It's okay. Draw the correct double cut positions for balls in the gap. Number seven. So if you guys remember when we talked about just our normal cuts, where we split the field in half, the side of the ball that the field side of the field that the ball is on is going to be the position that goes out to be the cut. So right side of the field, we have our second baseman that's going to be going out to be the cut. If it's on the left side of the field, it's going to be our shortstop that's going out to be the cut. I don't know why it's not moving. Going out to be the cut. Okay. So if we're doing a double cut, the only thing that changes is that the person that doesn't go out in the middle infield just rotates to that side of the field to be the trail guy. So again, if we put that line right here down the middle, left side of the field, shortstop is going to be the first cut, second base is going to be the second cut. If we go the opposite side, again, that line right here down the middle, ball's hit to right field, it's hit to right center. It's going to be second base and shortstop that are going to be the cutoffs. Okay, it just switches. So you guys remember that. When I was at practice last week, I can't remember which team it was, but somebody was running a double cut, and for whatever reason, the ball was hit to right field. Where's my shortstop? Come back up. There we go. I'm going to show you guys what happened. So, ball was hit to right field. The shortstop ran way over here. Second baseman ran to the base. And then the second baseman realized it was a double cut. And then he came right here in the center of the field while the shortstop was out here behind the infield grass, basically, or infield turf. You guys don't have infield grass. Behind the infield turf, like the outfield grass. And that was like the just the confusion of how they ran the cut. So you guys remember kind of same thing as like I told the first baseman just a few minutes ago. When you guys are in the field, it's especially important for you middle guys that you know ball in the gap if you're either going to be going out to be the cut or if you should be rotating to a base or if you should be rotating to be a double cut. Okay, because those could all be critical situations where those cutoffs could end up changing the course of a game. If you guys watched the World Series the other night, that play in game six there at the end of the game when the Blue Jays runner, Harrison Barger, he got off the bag too far because he was trying to be aggressive. Ball was hit to left field, and the second baseman had rotated over, and he was already at the base for the left fielder to be able to throw it to him and get the force out, right? And that ended the game. So those kind of plays, while they don't happen very often, they may only happen one time a game or one time a tournament. Those are the momentum shifting plays. Those are the big plays that we want to make. So we want to make sure that when it comes to our situations on defense, no matter what position you play, you know where everybody should be rotating to. That's going to help your baseball IQ continue to develop and get stronger as you guys get older. And if you start playing different positions. Like for instance, when I got to high school, I played second base the whole time I was y'all's age growing up. And then I got to high school, the very first day of practice, my coach moved me from second base to third base. And because I had a good amount of baseball IQ, I already knew for bunts and cutoffs where I needed to go. So it wasn't that hard of a transition for me. All I had to get used to was the different footwork and angles that the ball would come to me at, whether it was hit to me or thrown to me, and then footwork like around the position or around the bag. Those were the only things I had to learn because I already understood the situational rotations. So make sure you guys like one of the most important things y'all can do is think about all this stuff in y'all's minds before it happens, and then do what your instinct tells you to do. If you mess up, it's okay. That's what we're here for as coaches, and we want to help you guys that okay, you messed up. Now let's tell you where you need to go. So, like when we're going over this stuff and at practice, just think about it and remember it. Okay, so double cuts, cutoffs, it depends what side of the field the ball is going to be on. And that middle infielder, whether it's the second baseman or shortstop, is going to be the person that's going to be the either the first cut or the main cut, depending on if it's just a singular cut or a double cut. All right. Um, Number 8, and this is kind of a trick question. What should outfielders do before the ball is hit to them with runners on base? So I say it's a trick question because there could be a few different answers you guys could put, but the one that I am looking for is what we just talked about. You guys, whenever you're out in the outfield, you should be thinking where you're going with the ball before it's hit to you. So if you have a runner on second base, you know that a ball in the air is going to take you to third base. You know, a ball on the ground is going to take you home. You guys also should think about different scenarios, as in, let's say there's a guy on second base and the ball is hit to left field. Well, even though left field is really close to third, if that ball is hit like let's say in the gap where you're the left fielder and you're running away from third base to make that catch. You're running towards the fence and you make that catch. Well, now you have to know in the back of your mind because you're running away from third that this runner on second base might decide that he wants to tag up because it's going to be a longer throw for you. So you got to be prepared to know that okay, if the ball's hit over here over my left shoulder, I still got to be ready to make a throw because he might tag up. Same thing like in foul territory, guys. Like if there's a ball hit down the right field line, right fielder's coming in to catch it, you should know that you need to call off the first baseman. Let's say if there's a runner on third base, you need to call off the first baseman because the first baseman is running away from the play, right? Let me get my first. This one worked. So if he's here and he's running this way, he's running further away from home plate. So if you're the right fielder that's out here, and I know this doesn't say right field, but we're going to use second base as right field. If you're running in, then you know you need to call off this ball because you have the angle to come in and now make a throw to home plate. If the first baseman catches this and he's running towards the outfield, that guy on third base may decide that he wants to tag up. Okay. So those are just all the kind of different situations I want you guys to start thinking about when you're on the field, like in between pitches, because I know baseball can get boring, innings can take a long time. So if you can keep your mind active and you kind of like play little games with yourself, that's how you're going to keep yourself engaged and not zone out. It's very easy to zone out on defense. So always be talking to yourself or thinking to yourself of what the situation is. What inning is the game in? Where are you at in the other team's lineup? Is this the 3-hole hitter or is this the 9-hole hitter, right? How big is the hitter? Is he a big boy? If he's a big boy, we might need to scoot back in the outfield. Is he a small little kid that looks like he can't hit the ball very far? Then we might need to scoot up a little bit, right? So all those things when you guys are on the field, I want you guys to think about them because that's going to help put you in the right position to make the right play. All righty. Um, so that's the quiz. Those were the 8 questions. Again, if you guys have not done it, if you've not turned it in, well, if you've not done it, you just got a bunch of free answers that you shouldn't have gotten, but you still should test yourself and see how it goes. But if you've not turned it in to me, make sure that you guys get it to me so I can go over it. Um, and then next week, I got something that we're gonna go over. I'm going to show you guys right now. We're going to talk about this. Maybe you guys know what it is. Maybe you don't. But it's something that the greatest player in baseball uses. So we'll talk about it next week on our next meeting. Wednesday, we're going to have a grade check. So you guys make sure you bring me your grades, okay? And other than that, that's pretty much the meeting tonight. Like I said, I just wanted to go over the quiz and continue going over that baseball IQ of just these 8 questions and helping you guys get better. All right, boys. Anybody have any questions? No questions? Man, we did good tonight. What's up, Jesse? I think Jesse has a question. We're gonna let him ask it and then let's see. Jesse, you good or you have a question? You do not get bug coverage. Okay, which part of it? So we want to do real quick. We'll go over it. I don't know if I'll be able to go over it on this because I don't think my positions are going to move. Let me try this. We want to don't we group them together? I don't know how to, there we go, group them. Okay. So if we have a runner on first base. Where did it go? Bro, why are you not coming up? I don't know where it's at. Okay. So Jesse, look, if we have a runner on first base, okay, and the batter squares to bunt, he's gonna lay down a sac bunt. The pitcher is gonna go to the first base side of the field. That's what after he throws the ball, he's gonna throw it, and then he's covering this side of the field. The first baseman stays back at his position because he's got to cover first for the out. After that, it's just a rotation this direction. Third base is going to crash. He's going to charge home so that he can have this side of the infield right here. Shortstop is going to come to short. I'm sorry. Shortstop's going to come to third. Second base is going to go to second. So now, if we have a play at second base, let's say it's like a really hard bunt, pitcher or third can field it and throw it to second, get that runner out at second base. If we have anytime we have a runner on second base, so let me go back real quick, Jesse. So the one that I just explained to you with a runner on first base, that's going to be bunt coverage one. Okay. One because the runner's on first. Bunt two and we're saying two because the runner's on second. So he's already in scoring position. If a ball gets hit to the outfield, we know that he's scoring easily, right? On a base hit like that. So the team's advancing, trying to advance him to third, where ground ball in the infield, sac fly, like that's going to get him in. So if we have a runner at second base, we now do bunt two because we want the third baseman to stay at third base in case we have a play here. He's either at the base so that he can tag the runner out, or he can catch it like a first baseman where it's going to be a force out. Because if it's first and second, that's a force out. If it's only second base and this runner decides to go, then that's going to be a play that we're going to have to make a tag on. Okay. So third base stays home. The pitcher is going to charge to have the third base side of the field right here. First base is going to charge in to have the first base side of the field. Second base has to come to first base to cover the base. Shortstop is going to cover second base. And then that's going to be the rotation. Those are the two bunt coverage rotations. Does that make sense? Does that help you understand it a little bit more? We'll continue going over it, okay? So even if you don't have the whole thing tonight, it's okay. You have plenty of time. All right, boys. Other than that, if y'all don't have any more questions, then I'll let you guys get going. Y'all have a good week at school. Make sure y'all are taking care of your business and let's keep getting better, okay? I'll see y'all later.